All right, so I'm doing something a little bit different tonight, and no scripts involved here. I just wanted to get in front of a mic and share my thoughts. That way I could get to you guys before the morning and we could go ahead and talk about this whole thing. Because my goodness, Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, every freaking time you think this team is dead, they find a way to come back. And I think most of us can admit it. I thought so too. After Minnesota was up 2-0 in the series, they had won both games in Denver. I was in the crowd that thought, this is done. Charles Barkley said it, this series is a wrap. I didn't go that far to say the series is a wrap, but my heart felt like this series was a wrap. And that was my bad because, again, you never underestimate the heart of a champion. And this Nuggets team has the heart of a champion, first and foremost because of Nikola Jokic. So if you're living under a rock and you didn't see the game last night, the final score was 112-97. Denver Nuggets won. Nikola Jokic just absolutely abused the Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, like it was personal. It reminded me, honestly, of Hakeem Olajuwon dominating David Robinson in the playoffs in the mid-90s and just showing who the real MVP was. Or Shaq just decimating Dikembe Mutombo in the 2001 NBA Finals when Mutombo was the Defensive Player of the Year. Like, Jokic looked as if he was a man on a mission. He'll never say that. I don't know if that was a part of his motivation, but after receiving that MVP award, my goodness, 40 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 0 turnovers, and he was 15 of 22 from the field, and those were not easy 15 made field goals. Those were tough shots. I mean, this was a truly historic performance. I was texting Russell, the editor of this channel, and I was just amazed at how legendary this performance was, and it honestly reminded me of 2 other games. LeBron James against Toronto in 2018, when he hit that game-winning shot, and it was just LeBronto was in full swing. You were seeing the best player doing what the best does, and you were telling yourself there was nothing that this team could do to stop this guy, and he proved it. So LeBron in 2018 is what this reminded me of. And also Kobe against Phoenix in 2010. You remember where Grant Hill's just draped all over him. They've got double teams. Kobe's hitting off-balance shots, and everybody's comparing him to Michael Jordan afterwards. There was nothing you could do to stop those guys. It was the best showing why they're the best. And that's what Nikola Jokic did in this game. And Denver just feeds off him. They feed off of his competitive spirit. I know at times he looked like he doesn't care, man, but this guy just doesn't quit. And that is leadership. And the rest of the guys feed off of that. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. I'll tell you what, I love Anthony Edwards. At 22 years old, I'm going to keep making content on him. At 22 years old, he's right there with some of the greatest shooting guards in NBA history. But they were doubling him every single time he caught the ball on the perimeter. And at a certain point, you got to try to split those double teams, man. I mean, I understand he says he doesn't want the comparisons to MJ and Kobe and all that stuff. But MJ and Kobe occasionally could beat that double team. And Ant was just really struggling with it. He was just really struggling with it. And to be fair, his teammates need to be making some open shots to help keep the defense honest. And they just weren't making it tonight. And Denver took advantage. What we're seeing is some truly historic stuff from Jokic. And I don't know how you... Honestly, I don't know how you overstate what we're seeing from him. Last season, he averaged nearly a monstrous 30-point triple-double on the way to the NBA championship, which was the first championship in Denver Nuggets history. Now, if he leads them to the championship, destroying the Defensive Player of the Year, handily defeating the Lakers once again, and it wasn't just the Lakers and LeBron, but Anthony Davis was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. And he couldn't stop Jokic either. Jokic does this to everyone. He can't be stopped. If he wins the championship this year playing like this, I understand people are going to debate how good he is as a defensive player, all that sort of thing. But as a pure offensive player, as a guy who's one of the greatest passers in NBA history, center or not, one of the most efficient scorers in NBA history, one of the most clutch playoff performers of all time, if he wins back-to-back championships, putting up these kind of numbers, I honestly feel like this guy has a conversation for top 10 all time. Like, he's got a Hakeem Olajuwon type resume where no matter who he runs into in the playoffs, he's taking them out. The guys who are supposed to be his rifles, the guys who are supposed to be containing him. I understand this is really just a Nikola Jokic glaze video, and honestly, I'm not hiding that because that's what I wanted this to be. But what I saw was greatness, and because of that, I just felt like I had to get this out on a video, man. I just had to talk into a mic about this. So I hope you guys appreciated what we saw. I'm hoping Minnesota wins so we get a 7-game series out of this. But man, Denver seems to have all of the momentum right now. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.